sustainability. Basically, as you can see as we walk around the campus, most of our trash cans, we sort our trash. So there's landfill, compost, and recycle, just to be environmentally conscious and aware of where our landfill and trash is going. Any questions about that? No? Okay, so this building right here is Minor Hall. Minor Hall is home to the School of Optometry. I'll keep on walking. The School of Optometry is one of our 9 graduate schools on campus. It has a lot of cool stuff that it does. The School of Optometry has a lot of outreach into the community. You can actually go there to get comprehensive eye exams, as well as get glasses prescribed and stuff like that. And it's actually the graduate students who can perform these eye exams and stuff under faculty supervision, of course, but it is super cool that they get that hands-on experience and also such an outreach into the community. Any questions? We are a talkative bunch today. If you look here to your left, this is Worcester Hall. Worcester Hall is home to the College of Environmental Design. Yes, look at that. That is our design building. It's kind of a running joke on campus, but basically it's built in the style of brutalism, which has the use of concrete and glass to withstand a time period. So that building is not necessarily like you can't deem it to a specific time period, which is super cool. In the College of Environmental Design, we have majors ranging from city and regional planning to sustainable design and development and stuff like that. So it is one of our smaller colleges. Actually, one of my best friends is in the College of Environmental Design, and she has her own like workspace in there to do all her architecture projects and stuff like that. So it is super cool. We're gonna head this way. Any questions about the College of Environmental Design? Or anything at all? Any questions?
Is it hard to apply to this stuff?
To the College of Environmental Design? Yeah, so I just got asked a question, woohoo, about if it's hard to apply to the College of Environmental Design. Basically, so every college is like different size. Obviously, like I said earlier, the College of Letters and Sciences is like the biggest college. So you kind of have like a better chance of getting into like the biggest colleges because they take more students. But if environmental design is what you really want to do, you definitely like can get in and stuff like that. Like they do have students, but it's about only 600 students in that whole college. Whereas like College of Letters and Sciences is 3/4 of our student body, which is like huge. So definitely it is harder to get into some of the smaller colleges because they take less people, but it's different and like what they're looking for might be like a different kind of student.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, great question. Any other questions? Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about housing and dining options. So basically, if you want to live in the dorms as a freshman, about 92 to 96% of all freshmen choose to live in the dorms. We have lots of different dorms like options that appeal to people for different reasons. We have units 1, 2, and 3, which are all high-rise buildings with both single, double, and triple occupancy bedrooms, as well as single and all-gender floors. We have Clark Kerr, which is a little further off campus this way, about 10-15 minute walk. That's suite style living. That's actually where I lived my freshman year. We have Foothill, which I'll point out later on the tour today. This is like the engineering doors is what we call it, but really any student can live in there. Most engineering students do choose to live in there just because it's close to all the engineering buildings on campus. And then we have actually a new dorm called Blackwell, just opened this fall, so those lucky freshmen. And that's a high-rise building as well, mostly double rooms. So basically how the residence hall works, you might have heard from other colleges you've been visiting. I know this is like, what number of college is this of your visit? How many have you visited so far of this trip? Just Stanford?
2. Stanford.
For this trip, yes.
Just
For
Stanford,
this
so
trip?
this is the second one. Yeah, cool. So basically how the residence hall works is every building is run by a residence director. The residence director is kind of in charge of the whole building, but every floor has its own RA, which is a residence assistant. This is a student who has lived in the dorms previously, is kind of in charge of the floor. They're in charge, you go to them if anything were to go wrong, but really they're here to make like community building events and stuff like that. So your dorm, like your floor really becomes like your family on campus, which is super cool. My RA, his name was Kevin. He did a lot of fun events throughout the year. We had like study snacks and stuff like that. The week before finals, he had like massages. people come in and give us massages, which is super like nice and de-stressing. So it is super fun that you do have like those opportunities within the dorm to get really close with the people you live with. Any questions about dorm living?
So, do you have to live in the dorm in the freshman year?
No, so you're not required to live in the dorms. You asked if you have to live in your dorms. You're not required to live in the dorms, but like 92 to 96% of all students, like percent of freshmen choose to live in the dorms, or 96 to 98. I would have to look that up. But it's a high percentage of students who choose to live in the dorms.
So it's recommended?
Yeah, so freshman year definitely is recommended. But after freshman year, that drops to about 30% of students. We do have like continuing student dorms and transfer student dorms that you can live in, which are mostly apartment style. But if you choose not to live in the dorms, there's lots of different options you have. We have rental properties around the area that you can just choose to live in, have a group of friends, like rent a house or an apartment or something like that. We also have fraternity and sorority housing, and then we have Berkeley co-ops, and basically the co-ops are large houses that exchange very low price living for chores around the house. For example, like 1 week you can be in charge of going to the grocery store and picking up the food. The next week you're in charge of like making dinner, or then the following week you have to like clean the bathrooms or something like that. So it exchanges low price living for chores around the house, but lots of students do choose to do that as well.
Oh.
Yeah, great question. Anything else?
Is there an international housing?
Yeah, so we have the International House. I don't know if you passed it on your way up. But it was like that building up by Memorial Stadium. It's not like through the university, so technically it's like off-campus housing, I guess. But basically the International House is super cool. Lots of students can like buy and get their meal plans there and stuff, which is awesome. I did that over last summer, which was super nice. Basically this is for like all students, like, but mostly international students want to live there. Actually, if you live there, they try to pair up every single person with a roommate from a different country, which is super cool. So you're really like learning about different cultures and stuff like that. So that's also, yeah, a great option of place to live.
Oh, so when we live there, can we have some part-time job or something?
Some what?
Part-time job.
Part-time job?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's like on-campus job.
yeah, there's lots of like on-campus jobs, and like there's jobs in the International House. There's jobs in the dining halls. Actually being a tour guide's a job. The libraries need people to work. So there's a lot of on-campus jobs, including like research and stuff like that. So we do have the opportunity for lots of like on-campus jobs to kind of help with that tuition that you can also do for work study too if you want.
Yeah.
Great
Thank you.
questions. Anything else? No? Okay, so I'll talk real quick about dining options. So basically, when you live in the resident hall, every resident hall has its own dining hall. So we're on like the swipe system, so you just like can swipe into your meals and stuff. And then on campus, we have different on-campus locations that you can use points. So your meal plan will be a certain amount of swipes and a certain amount of points. And you can use those points on campus if you want to like grab food between classes at some on-campus location. Because when I talk about on-campus housing and stuff like that, we actually won't pass the dorm today. They're all like campus adjacent. So if you look at like the street behind me, I don't know if you can see the cars, but that's Bancroft Street. There's a dorm on Bancroft. So it is really nice that they're very close to campus, just like we won't pass them today, which is also nice that all your classes will be close to each other. And you'll see as we walk around campus that most buildings are like grouped together by major and stuff like that. Any other questions? Okay, we're gonna keep on moving then. Okay. Walk a little bit slower just so everyone in the back with a little slow pokes can keep up. Okay, so this here is Hertz Hall of Music. As you can see right there on that sign, it says noon concert today. So different like groups can come out and like perform concerts every Wednesday at noon, which is super cool. It's really fun to either like go and like watch them, or just like to pass it on your way to class and hear some really beautiful music. And then right here is the music library. So this is really cool. It has its own library. And we have both a music major and minor. Would anyone be interested in majoring or minoring in music? Maybe something to think about in the future.
우리 웃는 거 보고 형이 실수했다면 한번.
Okay, so this here is Faculty Glade. Faculty Glade got its name because of that building right there. It's the Faculty Club. Faculty Glade also has a nickname of 4.0 Hill. Kind of how I got this nickname was back in the day. Students used to jump up and down on 4.0 Hill in hopes of getting their professors' attention in the faculty building to raise their midterms and final grades. Who knows if that actually worked, but now it has the nickname of 4.0 Hill, and it's tradition that students during orientation will actually roll down 4.0 Hill in hopes of attaining a 4.0 GPA. Whenever I have like a middle school group tour, right when I say that, they just like run straight to 4.0 Hill and we'll roll down it. This is kind of cute. Okay, we are gonna stop right here. This here is an emergency blue light. Basically, these are all around campus. You can look out for them as we walk around. But basically this, if you press the button on the blue light, it will call UCPD. This is University of California Police Department. And they can get anywhere in about 2 minutes or under. So this is one of our safety features on campus that is really awesome, that really makes you feel safe, that you know that UCPD can get here, can get to you if anything were to go wrong. We also, other safety things we have at the university is we have Bear Transit and Bear Walk. Bear Transit and Bear Walk are used like throughout the night, so maybe if you find yourself at an on-campus building late at night and are by yourself and don't want to walk home, you can actually call, or you can hop on Bear Transit. So this is a bus system that basically picks up at any building that's still open on campus late at night and drops off at every resident hall, as well as some off-campus locations. So if you don't live in the resident hall, you still can use Bear Transit. And then Bear Walk is someone you can like call, so you can they can actually walk you from point A to point B, which is really cool, so that they can walk you. This doesn't even need to be like on campus or anything like that. Any questions about that? We also have 2 online systems called Warn Me and Nixle. You can sign up for these as either like text messages or emails. Basically, it's just like things that are going on in the community. You just get like reminded, you get updates about things going on. So you're just very aware about what's going on in the area. Okay, we're gonna head down this way. We will circle around here.
Who's he?
I will tell you.
Oh, okay.
Everyone
Right.
gets cuts of marijuana here. So this guy here, this is Pappy Waldorf. Pappy was a former football coach here at Cal. He led us to 3 consecutive Rose Bowl games. Inscribed on his clipboard here are the scores of the big games that he coached. Anyone know what the big game is? No? Yeah. Yeah, did they talk about it on your tour? No, you didn't do that. Woohoo! Big points for you. So basically the big game is, like she said, when Stanford plays Cal in football. It's a really fun week leading up to the game. We have lots of rallies and school spirit and stuff like that. But basically, are you familiar with how like the rivalry started? Did Stanford talk about that on their tour? No. Okay, cool. I'll talk about it. So basically how our rivalry started was back in the day. It was a Cal versus Stanford baseball game in San Francisco. And the Stanford team had brought an axe to the game because their mascot's like a tree or something. And some Cal students thought it'd be funny to steal the axe They actually went to the local butcher shop and cut off the handle of the axe and hid it in a woman's like overcoat. By this time, Stanford had gotten the help of the San Francisco Police Department involved. They closed off all exits from the city except for the ferry and was checking every single Cal student as they crossed the ferry to see if they had the axe on them. Because they hid it under a woman's overcoat, she was able to sneak it across. So we snuck across their axe and like stole it. We ended up giving it back to them later. It's kind of how our little rivalry started. But basically now at the end of every big game that we play Stanford in football, the winner of the big game is awarded the axe. It's kind of like the trophy of the game, and on the axe, like inscribed on the axe, are like different, like basically tally marks of who has won however many games. So it is super cool, little tradition that we have here. The week leading up to the big game, like I said earlier, is super fun on campus. We have a campus group called Rally Committee, who's basically in charge of putting on different events and rallies to just like boost up the school spirit throughout that week, which is super fun. And yeah, any questions about that? No? So people always ask me here about like our football team and like students tickets and stuff like that. So as a student here, you can buy a student section pass, which is a lot cheaper football tickets for the whole season. Our student section actually is on the 50-yard line, which is super cool. We're like one of the only schools to have like the best seats in the house. So it is super fun to go out and like support our team in football. Any questions about anything? Okay, we're gonna keep on walking this way. And in about 5 minutes, it's gonna be like busy passing period. So there'll be lots of people walking around. So hopefully we're gonna walk up this way and find a little spot in the shade to just hang out and talk about a few other things before we keep going.
This looks so good.
So
Looks like in the
this here
forest.
is Strawberry Creek. No, there's no strawberries on it. But basically it kind of acts as a living laboratory on campus. Actually, in my bio class last semester, we looked at different indicator organisms in this fork of the streak and the north fork of the creek to look at which fork was more polluted, which was super cool. So it does act as like a living laboratory on campus. You can do lots with it.
Needs to update it after this.
Hey Jackie, how many percent of international students here?
International?
Yeah.
It's about 14, or at least in 2017 it was 14%. I'd have to look up the exact number now, but it was probably around 14%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when we apply it, do they focus on the where you come from or something like that?
Yeah, so basically how the application, I'll talk a little bit later about the application process and all that stuff, but that's a very good question. Basically how the application like works for that is we are a UC school, so a California school, so we do take like, we do have a higher quota of in-state students that come here, but other than that, it's everyone really is looked at the same.
Right.
Yeah, good question. We'll wait for everyone. Are you videoing the tour?
Yeah.
Are you gonna watch it again?
I want it.
Will you actually? Probably not, huh?
Because
Oh,
it's
you will?
it's a great UC.
What?
It's a great UC.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. Obviously, I'm biased. We'll wait for everyone in the back to come in. If everyone's to come in kind of close?
Sure.
Thank you.
Guys, a little bit
So everyone can hear me. Okay, awesome. So like I was saying a little bit earlier, in about 1 minute, classes will get out, and we'll have a busy passing period for about 10 minutes. So we're kind of just gonna hang out here, and I'll talk about a few things. But basically, one cool thing about when I say passing period, so obviously in college you can plan your own schedule and stuff like that, but we have a cool thing here called Berkeley time. Basically, Berkeley time is that everything starts 10 minutes after it says it's going to start. So if you have a 9 a.m. class, it starts at 9:10. A 2 p.m. club meeting, it starts at 2:10. Even professors' office hours, everything starts 10 minutes after it says it's gonna start. Yeah, kind of goofy, huh? So basically why this is a thing is that it allows you to put your classes back to back, and you still will have about 10 minutes to get to class on time. So a 10-minute passing period in your schedule, but you can still put your classes back to back. Any questions about that? No questions? Yeah, it definitely is something you get used to pretty easily when you come to school here. But going home, you have to remember to be on time to everything, which is kind of funny. And then you can hear there, that is the Campanile. That's our large clock and bell tower. We'll walk past it in a little bit. But it does ring at every hour to mark the hour. And it has really beautiful bells at the top that play different songs 3 times throughout the day. Any questions about anything? No questions? Okay, I'm gonna talk a little bit about chemistry now. Because this walkway here, every building in that walkway is in the College of Chemistry. The College of Chemistry is voted year after year as the #1 college of chemistry, which is super cool. We have lots of history in chemistry. It's kind of one of my favorite things to talk about for our campus. Our College of Chemistry, basically in this building right here, this is Gilman Hall. Gilman Hall was where former Professor Glenn Seaborg and a group of UC scientists actually discovered the element plutonium. He actually worked with those scientists to rearrange the heavy elements on the periodic table, which was super cool. One thing I always like to say is that Professor Seaborg was actually drafted in World War II for the Manhattan Project, so he aided in building the atomic bomb. And although he thought the creation of the bomb was necessary, he was an ardent advocate for nuclear disarmament the rest of his life because he was super against using it on civilian targets. So I always like to just point that out because I think that's super interesting. And then another former dean of the college and professor, Gilbert Lewis, helped rise it to its fame as well. Gilbert Lewis was teaching an introductory chemistry class and was trying to explain valence electrons and covalent bonding, and actually developed Lewis dot structures. Are y'all familiar with that from high school chem?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of nods. No? Yeah? Okay, a few nods. Cool. So basically, Lewis dot structures were developed here, so you could thank you super quick for those if you want. Any questions about chemistry?
I have a lot of questions about chemistry
Yeah.
because I have an AP test next month.
Oh, you have AP tests? Yeah, so just because you brought up AP tests, that's a good thing to talk about. So I know a lot of you take AP tests, yeah? Or AP classes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically as a UC school, we do take all those AP credit. If you pass, if you get a 3 or above on the test, we do take those credits. So you will get the units for those tests, which is super cool. You may or may not be able to skip the class. This depends on what exactly you're majoring in and what exact program you're doing. But some majors you can skip the class and others you can't. But it is super cool that you do get the units no matter what. So this kind of allows you can either take a few less units a semester or something like that, which is super nice. But yeah, any other questions? Another fun part about this busy passing period is that you guys can all see all the people that make up our campus, and you get a little feel for all the students. We are gonna head up this hill in just a second, and we'll talk a little bit more about chemistry and then talk about engineering. Anyone interested in engineering? Yeah, cool, I got a hand. Okay, we're gonna walk up this way.
Hey.
It's a smaller tour group over there. He was going pretty fast.
Yeah.
Okay. We should wait for everyone to form a little group, but I guess we'll go up a few more. Okay, we'll stop right here if everyone wants to just get kind of close. So this building behind me, that like brick colored circular building, that is Pimentel Hall. Pimentel Hall is home to the College of Chemistry. It actually has a 3-part rotating stage. It has seats over 550 students actually in that lecture hall. It has a 3-part rotating stage so that the chemistry professors can set up their experiments before class is going to start. And right when class starts, the stage just turns around so that they lose no time in instruction setting up their chemistry experiments. I actually had all my chemistry classes in there, and it was super fun to see what was going to be on the other side of the stage when it turned around, if we had a fun chemistry experiment that day or just notes that day. So it was super fun. Any questions about that? Kind of a cool building on campus. Okay, so I have a question for you all. How many elements on the periodic table do you think we have discovered here at UC Berkeley?
22.
22? What? No.
66?
Yeah, you took the
66,
quiz
yeah.
and you mixed up the numbers. 22 Nobel laureates, but 16, I was like, what's the inside joke of this number? But 16 elements in the periodic table. Some of those being berkelium, californium, seaborgium, and plutonium. Have you all heard of samfordium? Neither have I always just like to point that out. So if we look over here to this like center, this is the engineering buildings and engineering complex. That building straight in front of us is Hearst Mining. Hearst Mining used to be home to the College of Mining before it combined with other colleges to make the College of Engineering. To the north of Hearst Mining is a once functioning mine. It's no longer safe to go in there anymore because it lays on the Hayward Fault Line, which is a big earthquake fault line right here. So you can't go in it anymore because it is dangerous, but it is cool to think that at one time students studying could go in there to have research like right on this campus. If you look at this building right here, that's Stanley Hall. Stanley Hall is home also to engineering, but also has lots of laboratories and stuff like that. It just finished being built, so it's super new in there. It's super nice. It's a very nice building and nice laboratory spaces and stuff like that. And then behind Hearst Mining Building, I know people said they're interested in like design and like computer stuff like that. It's like one of our design buildings that's super cool. You can go in there and work on like different, you can use the computers basically. You can like 3D print stuff if you want, like all through the university. You can just like sign up for like different classes and stuff, which is super cool. And you can take like this online design classes and stuff. Any questions about that or anything at all? No questions? Okay, we were gonna head down the hill right now. So we'll head down this hill.
It's so quiet. It's a quiet tour.
Would you expect anything less from this motley crew? Motley crew?
Okay, so as we talked about a little bit earlier, I talked about those Nobel laureates. That special number, 22 Nobel laureates have received the Nobel Prize while still being professors here at UC Berkeley. 7 of which are living and 6 of which are current faculty members. If you look right here, these are all Nobel laureate reserved parking spots. There's little signs up there. So this is where they can park. They definitely earn the parking spots. Kind of something a little cool and goofy about our campus. Lots of people like to take photos of it and stuff.
That's so cool.
Don't talk to me anymore.
So bad.
So this here behind me, we'll walk a little bit slower so that the whole group can hear me. The stragglers in the back can catch up. We're still walking. Everyone want to catch up to the front. So this right here is the Campanile, our large clock and bell tower on campus. It also has the name of Sailor Tower. Does anyone want to guess how tall it is? 10 feet?
No.
No. 20?
It's about
Guys.
60 meter.
You do better than
What's the
No,
correlation?
40 meter.
I know it in feet. It's 307 feet tall. I don't know how much 40 meters is, but I should probably figure that out. But it's 307 feet tall. And basically how it works is there's a clock on every side of it, each run on its individual motor, which is super cool. It's all the original stuff in there. Actually, if you want to go up to the top, you can ride up to the top. It's $3 for under 18 and $4 for adults. But if you're a student here at Cal, it's free. It's super cool to go up to the top. You get kind of like a 360-degree view of just like the Berkeley area and into San Francisco. You can see into the city and stuff. It's a really beautiful view. And one thing that lots of tourists who come to campus choose to go up and ride to the top.
What?
Any questions?
I want to go.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, like I said, it was a clock and bell tower. So at the top, there's actually a 61-bell instrument called the carillon, and this is played 3 times a day for little concerts, most of which they play California theme songs. But I have heard Katy Perry on there. I've heard Harry Potter theme song, and lately I've been hearing the Game of Thrones theme song. So it's kind of cool to be able to hear such a beautiful traditional instrument being played. You can hear it all throughout campus, and actually I can hear it from my own house off campus, which is really pretty to be able to hear it everywhere. But if you want to learn how to play the carillon, you actually can. We have a class called a decal here that teaches how to play the carillon. Basically, decals are student-taught courses for students. They're taken for 1 or 2 units. They're taken pass, no pass, so you don't take it for a letter grade. It doesn't necessarily have to do with anything to do with your major. It's kind of just something else, something new, something fun to take with no pressure of a grade, but just to take something new and fun. My freshman year, fall semester, I took a pre-med decal, which basically how it worked was that students would come in and like talk about like the MCAT process and like applying to medical school. But every single week, we met Wednesday nights. Every single week, a different doctor came in to talk about how they got interested in medicine, their path to what their specific type of medicine they're doing, and then we could just ask them questions. So it was really cool to be able to be there and just like ask these doctors questions and see if this was like something for us. Basically, I came into college thinking I was going to be a psychology major, and then I switched to being a biology major. So it is super cool that you do have that opportunity to do that. And decals are a really cool way to like figure out different passions you might have. Other decals we do have is we have like a Rubik's Cube decal, we have like Philosophy of the Simpsons, we have a Frank Ocean decal, so lots of like different random stuff that you can take, or if you really want, if there's not one that you're looking for, you can like start your own, which is super cool. Any questions about those? Okay, I was really feeling one was gonna come. Okay, we'll keep on walking this way. We're gonna walk past this other group just because I feel like it's a clear day and this is my favorite view on campus. So I want to show you my favorite view, obviously. We'll walk past this group.
Move out of the way, you guys, so they could cross, and then we're gonna go.
Okay, I guess I was a little wrong. It's not that clear in San Francisco today, but you can kind of see the light outline of the Golden Gate Bridge, which is super cool because when it is clear in the city, you really can see it very distinct. Do you see it a little bit, like the outline? Yeah, normally it's like very clear on a nice day. It's my favorite view on campus.
We're just gonna go straight. 20 goals.
It looks like in UCLA.
It looks like UCLA. Really?
In UCLA, we also have a stair like that.
Oh yeah, UCLA has
Yeah.
Bunny.
Yeah.
Where did you go to bunny? Just a quick question. How many buildings are there?
I don't know a total count of buildings. Yeah, there's lots of buildings on
Your
campus.
friend forgot. I was like, I don't remember. But it's
Yeah.
26 libraries, right?
It's 24 now.
24 now?
Yeah. But yes, you're close.
How much did you say
What?
the tower?
It's $3 if you're under 18 and then $4 for adults.
Where's my boss with the
Well, I bet
So this building right here, that is South Hall. South Hall is the oldest building on campus. It was paired with North Hall, which used to be right here, but it was actually torn down because of the fire hazard. But South Hall used to house the College of Agriculture, which combines other colleges to make the College of Natural Resources. Now it houses the School of Information, which is our newest graduate school on campus. We'll keep on walking, but I always think it's interesting that the oldest building on campus houses the newest school. Fun facts. This building right here is the Bancroft Library. It is in the site of what used to be North Hall. The Bancroft Library is a library that's open to the public, but it kind of has every book in there or something in there is something that's a little bit special. Basically, it has like the Mark Twain papers, the rare books collection, stuff like that. It is super cool. You can't actually like take a book out of Bancroft Library, but you can like request it to be on display and to look at it and stuff. So it is really cool in there. Any questions about Bancroft Library?
Library.
No.
So we have 24 libraries, right?
Yeah, we have
So,
24.
what is the biggest one?
Yeah, we're gonna walk past them actually. When we go down this way, you can see like that red roof is a big one, and then like behind Bancroft Library is a huge one.
Okay.
It's called the University Library, but I'll definitely talk about that right when we like get to it.
Okay.
But yeah, we have like this is kind of like the library area. But every building or so might have a library within it. We'll cross. For example, this building right there, that big tall building is Evans Hall. Evans Hall is home to the College of Letters and Sciences advising offices, as well as the Math and Statistics Library. So it is really cool.
Evans.
Evans Hall, yeah, that one.
That was right.
Okay, now we are gonna go to Memorial Glade. We will pass our university seal, but I ask that no one steps on it, please. So this is our university seal.
Oh, this one?
So this is our university seal. I ask that no one steps on it, please. If you see on the seal,
I'm not stepping on it.
if you see on the seal, it says "Let there be light." That's our university motto, Fiat Lux. Also, it was designed by Tiffany & Co. So kind of like a fun fact. Why I ask that no one steps on it, please, is that is our most followed superstition on campus. That if you are to step on the university seal, you will fail all your midterms and finals.
Oh.
This is the biggest, like, between classes, it's kind of like a small little path, right? So between classes, when classes get out and everyone's walking on this path, it's like a lot of people, it's literally the party that sees around the seal. No one steps on it. So I'm just warning you, you can do whatever you want, but I'm not stepping on it. Let's see, is someone gonna do it?
Oh.
There's always one person.
It looks someone stepped up.
Uh-oh. Okay, let's walk a little bit slower just to get people in the back to catch up before I start talking about this. So this here is Memorial Glade. Memorial Glade is a fun place to just kind of hang out between classes, eat your lunch, study, read your book, picnic, whatever. It's a really fun place to just like hang out between classes. Have you all heard of like different high schools or colleges bringing in like puppies to like de-stress before finals?
Yes.
Yeah, so out here on Memorial Glade, the week before finals, we actually have alpacas that come out. You can pet them, you can walk them around. You know they're here because everyone's Facebook profile photo changes to a selfie of them with the alpaca. Super funny, super cool, and something a little bit different that we do here.
David wants to know if he can reverse his curse. He wasn't listening.
Oh no! He wasn't listening. I'm just kidding. Do you want some shade? Is the group feeling shade?
They love some shade.
Let's get some shade. No.
안에 있지 않은 거 됐네?
Okay, if everyone wants to get close, we'll talk a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll wait for the people in the back. So this building behind me is the University Library, also called Doe Library. To the right, and like if you walk in and go to the right, that is the Morrison Reading Room. It's a room completely dedicated to recreational reading. You can't have your phone out, your laptop out, you can't be doing homework in there. It is super cool that we have a place for that, like here on campus. If everyone turns around, that big building, that is the East Asian Library. It was finished being renovated in 2008 and is the first ever freestanding building completely dedicated to East Asian studies. And then if you all look this way, we can kind of just see the roof of it. Like, you see the roof of that next building? Yeah, we're gonna walk past it in a little bit. But that is Moffett Undergraduate Library. It is one of it is the busiest library on campus with over 1 million trips in and out of its doors throughout the year. It has different floors for both like quiet and noisy floors, so you can go in there if you want to study with friends on like a group project or something like that. You can go to a noisy floor if you want to. You can still study with friends, but just be quiet on a quiet floor. So it is super cool that it has like different floors. It is, like I said, a 24-hour library, so you can have food and drink in there, which is really nice too. If you want to like eat your dinner in there, and if you're studying in a study group or something like that. So we do have 24 libraries on campus. The cool part about where we're standing right here is that almost every building we can see right now either is a library or has a library in it. Like I said about Evans Hall, that is home to a lot of other things, but also has the math and statistics library. Even the Campanile has its own library in there for the Carolinists and stuff like that, which is super cool. So out of all these libraries, which do you think is the biggest? You can point.
This one,
Biggest library, which do you think?
the red room.
That one, yeah, this one. Yeah, it's kind of a trick question. The biggest library actually is below us all right now. It extends all below Memorial Glade, so all below that grass area. It is called Gardner Main Stacks. It's the length of 1.5 football fields long and 3 stories tall. And it has over 2.3 million volumes of books inside of it. So it is definitely our biggest library on campus. And it's kind of cool because you wouldn't have known. You were just walking right over it as we went around Memorial Glade today. But if you look here, if you see like these little openings, like these little like square things, that's what lets like natural light in there, so it's not like dark in there or anything. Like it does have natural light, which is also super nice. You can enter it through Doe Library or through Moffett. There's certain entrances down, like you go downstairs and go through the entrance. Any questions? So with all of our 24 libraries on campus and all that fun stuff, if you can't find that book that you're looking for, a cool thing about being part of the UC system is that we have UC databases and stuff like that that you can go on to online to find different books. You can also use the databases if you really need like a specific book to have another UC can like even send it to you, which is super cool. Not that we have millions of volumes of books here, but if you really can't find a certain book and another UC has it, that's really cool. Okay, we are gonna keep moving this way.
난 너무 설레고 첫 티사가지고 밤 살티고 그러면 밤 살티가 튀어나와. 그래서 안 돼. 여기서 뛰고 왔어. 약간 백특티도 심해.
I saw a lot of tour. How many tours do you have to guide them?
A day?
Yeah.
So I am a full-time student. So I give 1 tour a day maybe, but not even every day just because like for tour times I obviously take classes and stuff like that. So I give tours every Wednesday and Thursday, and then I actually work the front desk at the Campanile.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
so
it's like extracurricular? Like that?
Yeah, it's actually a paid job, so it's like my
Okay.
job, but it fits in with my school schedule too, so it kind of feels like just taking another class or something like that.
Nice.
Except I get paid. We want some shade again. Okay, cool. Maybe I want to get close so I don't have to like yell too loud. Okay, but if you look at this building right here, this is another entrance to Moffett Undergraduate Library. If you can see to the left, that's a free speech movement cafe. Is anyone familiar with the show of hands with the free speech movement that happened here? Okay, great, I'll tell you about it. So basically in October 1964, students wanted the right to speak freely on UC Berkeley's campus about political issues and just all issues in general. And the chancellor and president kind of shut that down. They said like that's not really allowed. It was a lot of peaceful protesting that went on throughout this time for students to gain the right to speak freely on a college campus. And if you actually look here, this building here is California Hall, home to the chancellor's office. Anyone see anything weird about this building?
Oh,
No handles.
no handle.
No handles, yeah. There's no handles on here. What could have happened? So in the free speech movement, basically what happened was students locked the chancellor inside the building and was like, you can't come out until we have free speech. This was obviously resolved by the police, but it is kind of like a thing that has happened there that we do remember. If you look at all other buildings on campus, like if you turn around and look at Moffitt, every other doors only has one door handle, so that this could like never happen again. Not that it would actually happen again, but it is kind of like a nice way to just remember the great history that has happened here on campus. So basically with the free speech movement, how it ended in January 1965. Students gained the right to speak freely on our college campus. They started here at UC Berkeley and extended to all other college campuses in the nation, which is so amazing and so cool. So we definitely do have lots of history of free speech, and it is cool to see like those door handles as you walk throughout campus as a little reminder of what has happened here in the great history we have. Any questions? Okay, we're gonna keep on walking then. Another thing I do like to point out is if you look right there, those are newspapers right here from all around the world. Those are changed daily, so it is cool to think about just to be like aware of what's going on all around the world, but also to like celebrate our international students.
Wow, botany.
So another thing about those newspapers is we do have a California, like a UC Berkeley newspaper. It's called the Daily Californian. It's printed every single day during the school year and bi-weekly in the summer. It's entirely student run, has nothing to do with like anything else, just entirely students to write about what they deem is important. So it is really cool that we do have our own newspaper. This building behind me here is the Valley Life Sciences building. This is my favorite building on campus because it kind of does it all. This building has huge lecture hall spaces, it has staff and faculty offices, it has its own museum, its own library, laboratory spaces. It really does it all. We will actually be able to go into this building, which will be nice so you can all see the inside of a UC Berkeley building and look at the different like artifacts and stuff. But it definitely is my favorite library. It's called the Valley Life Sciences building because it used to be dedicated to the life sciences, but then now it kind of can have other things, but it is a big site for laboratory spaces, especially a biology building. If you want to major, if you want to participate in research as an undergrad, our most popular one is called URAP. It's the Undergraduate Research Apprentice Program that you can apply into as an undergrad. And it's super cool to be able to research under professors and graduate students about many really amazing things that they are working on. So it's really amazing being part of a research university that we have the opportunity to do that.
Life science building. Psychology and biochemistry.
We're gonna stop right here so you guys can stay down there. We'll wait for everyone to get close. Yeah, I love this book. It's my favorite. So this is where I'm going to talk a little bit about the application process. So basically the application process for UC Berkeley is the same as the other UCs. We're like our own the UC application is kind of its own deal. So it's different than the common application. You do your own for the UCs. Basically how this works is it's the same application. You submit like your grades, your GPA, test scores, extracurriculars, stuff like that. And then there's 8 essay questions that you can choose to do 4 of those to write. They're short little essays. And basically when you apply to the UCs, it's not like campus specific. You actually just like kind of click the boxes of what UC campuses you want to apply to, which is really nice. It's the same application, same thing that gets sent out. The difference with UC Berkeley is we really pride ourselves in being a holistic application process. So we look at all aspects of the student, which is super cool. So we don't just focus on like one thing. We look at all aspects of the student's application process and stuff like that. Any questions?
No.
No questions? Okay, so another cool thing that we do have in the College of Letters and Sciences, which is what most students do go into as, is we have what are called the 7 breadth courses. The 7 breadth courses expand across different disciplines. I'll try to name them all. Let's see if I can do it. We have an arts and literature breadth, a history breadth, a biological breadth, a physical science breadth, international studies breadth, social and behavioral sciences breadth, and there's one more I can never do in 7th. But basically we have 7 breadths that are across different disciplines, so that, a philosophy breadth. That basically you have to take throughout your 4 years, so that you kind of get like that well-rounded education. But like I said earlier, how we only have, like how you get like 2 years to decide what you want to major in. These breadths really allow you to be able to figure it out as you go. Like I said earlier, I was a psychology major and I transferred. I wanted to switch into be a biology major because I kind of took my breadth courses and figured out I liked biology more. Basically, just like clarify. So basically, for the breadth system is that there's like 6, like for social and behavioral breadths offered like next semester. I just checked. There's about 60 courses you can choose from. So you get to like choose which ones you want to pick. So you can pick intro classes for specific things and stuff like that. Any questions about anything?
Anything.
Question? No. No. Okay. Cool. So now we're gonna go inside of this building actually. But there are classes and stuff going on, and we will pass like our library. So I just ask that everyone stays quiet. But I know you guys will be good at that. But we're gonna go. Thank you. But we're gonna go in there, and you can kind of just like look around at the different displays and stuff. There's kind of cool stuff in there. So we'll go in here and we'll pop out the other side.
Thank
Head
you.
on in.
Just slightly different.
Upstairs, downstairs.